Everyone, I'm Jennifer Belanger with Back Pocket Studio, and today I am here with one of my best friends, Phil Duncan, and he is one of the couple, Kirsten and Phil Duncan from Pendragon Solutions. And today we're going to talk about Pendragon and all they have to offer. Welcome, Phil. How are you?
Hi, Jen. Good, thank you.
Good. Keeping busy?
Yes, various bits and pieces. Some things busy, some things a bit quieter than before. Same for everybody else, I guess.
Perfect. Okay, so today I have a whole bunch of questions for you that I've written down. I'm kind of lucky to get to know the background with you guys and see the growth in your amazing business. But today I kind of wanted to go over some of those really neat background pieces that people might not know about Pendragon.
Sure.
So to start, how about you tell me, what is Pendragon Solutions?
Okay, well, we are a business development consultancy. And to be honest, it took me a little while to work out exactly what it was that I wanted Pendragon Solutions to be known as. And then, it came to me as I started developing and working on what we were going to do. So, yes, we're a business development consultancy. I wanted to keep it as a consultancy rather than being a business coach. For me, business coaching had been, and I know a lot of business coaches, they're good friends of mine, and we send each other clients. But for me, coaches have been work a lot on the client themselves and work to help them with their skills. Making them better managers, maybe if they're doing leadership coaching, or better marketers or better salesmen or whatever. Whereas we always work on the business itself. So myself and whoever it is that we're working with, who's got a business, we work with them on their business, fixing very specific issues or things they want to improve or move on.
Perfect. And besides your business development, what else do you do at Pendragon?
Well, my wife actually, she's the completer finisher of the team, and so she does all our secretarial and treasurer work as well, although we're both directors of the company. And her part of it really is she writes policies and procedures, and she does auditing. She's a qualified auditor. She's been doing a lot of audit preparation, actually, to help companies who are going through core audits or things along those lines. And she loves lean efficiency. She loves sort of lean manufacturing and efficiency. That's her thing. So I know you're going to do a talk with her on a different different chat, and she can tell you all about those kind of things. But so she does those two, and I do the business development consults and some business development project management as well.
And both of you kind of come from a really long background in business, don't you?
Yeah, different, but I have some postgraduate diplomas in business that I did in Europe, and Kirsty's got lots of professional qualifications through her work in the field of quality. Both of us have been in business a long time, and I was actually a school teacher for about 10 years as well. I found that's really helpful. With a background in business and a background in teaching, you can combine the two. Because if you know a lot about business, but you can't explain it to others, or you can explain things fantastically well, but you don't know anything about business, then it doesn't really work. So I found the two things have really combined well for me.
That's awesome. So Phil, you have a very interesting business name, Pendragon. Where does that even come from?
Well, actually, it's King Arthur's last name. So he is Arthur Pendragon, and I am obsessed, let's say, with King Arthur. And so Kirsty allowed me to call it Pendragon, as long as we put something practical like solutions on the end, and then limited. We became a limited company. So yes, I've been and visited all the sites. I wrote a dissertation for my history degree on King Arthur. When we got married, I went on my stag do and we went jousting, and I made poor Kirsty climb up to the top of where Avalon is supposed to be in the UK, and I proposed there to her as well. So yeah, obsessed. I even have an Excalibur hanging on my wall downstairs.
That is super cool. I love how the name doesn't necessarily scream business development. It gives you that unique piece, but there's a whole story behind how it come to be and the brand that you've created throughout your whole life. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I think so. It's it's fun having your own company, and you've got to enjoy owning it. I feel those that don't, you wonder why they own one maybe. And so yes, it reflected my character and our background, and then of course we're Pendragon Solutions, and we put the tagline underneath to explain that we're a business development consultancy. So I think it works. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really fun. So, what type of companies do you typically work with? So, I know you and Kirsty have very different backgrounds and very different expertise that make your company extra strong, which is super cool. But coming from two different sides of looking at a business, what type of companies do you naturally gravitate to as a company?
Well, it's interesting. Kirsty naturally gravitates to slightly larger companies than I do. So, sort of middle sized to sort of larger sizes, really, because they're the ones who are maybe having bigger audits or need more lean manufacturing or lean efficiency studies and things done. And for her, when she's writing policies and procedures, with the more staff that a company has, perhaps the more policies and procedures are required to be in place. So she generally, she works with every size of company, of course, but hers tend to be a little bigger than mine. The ones I tend to work with are either sole entrepreneurs, either ones who are wanting to start up or just started up, or smaller companies or family companies, maybe up to 10 employees, something like that. I naturally gravitate to small business. Being a small business ourselves, I find that I can identify really well with them and I really enjoy it. So, yeah, we work with all sorts of sizes, but generally I'm the smaller ones and Kirsty's the slightly larger
Fun. I love how you guys play off each other so much.
ones.
So I know from you, Phil, that you prefer to work with clients in person. That
I
is
do.
like your thing. You like to get deep, dig in deep and get to know the company and the people. So how have you been working with that right now through this whole COVID-19 business closure, stuck at home kind of piece?
Yeah, tricky. I am very much I like to do business face to face, and you and I had actually talked about this one about getting online and being able to broaden the area that I could attract clients from, and I've been hesitant because I was enjoying working in the sort of Red Deer, Central Alberta area, Lacombe, etc. And the sort of the virus issues have really made me move forward so that I can do online business development consults and things instead. To the point where we're getting pretty good at doing Zoom type things and everything else. So, do I like it as much? No, but is it definitely a step forward and the right thing to do for the company? Absolutely, it is. So yeah, so it booted me up the butt and made me move forward into offering online consults.
So yeah, you're making changes as you go and learn as well.
Absolutely, you got to adapt. You adapt or you stagnate. So it's important to look at what the market requires you to do now and do it.
Yeah. So you just mentioned business consults. So business development consultant or consults. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's a sort of session with me between 1 hour and 2 hours. We never do any more than 2 hours because both the clients and my brains are usually fried because they're quite intense sessions. We deliberately were really hunting for answers and trying to move forward, with solutions to whatever issues it is that we've found with the company. And I find that that 2 hours is the maximum, and that 1 hour is a good minimum because you're just starting to get into the key points, and you want to finish them off and make sure that the client has something to work on maybe or think about before the next session. So yes, so business development consult is between an hour and 2 hours with me. And what I found, what I learned from doing this, and from other friends who've done, had similar businesses and things in the past, is that people, you like to just do an hour or sometimes or no more than two, and they like to book them when they want to book them. And some people like them to be like to keep themselves accountable, and they'll book a specific time every 2 weeks or whatever it is. Others no, they like to book when they're ready to book, and so I learned that is that I don't hold people to contracts or make them book for 6 months at a time or do 3-hour seminars or anything along those lines. We just book the time they want when they want it. And it works really well.
Yeah, I love it. So for those of you who don't know me really well, Phil is actually my business development consultant.
That's right, yeah.
There we go. And he's been working with me for quite a while. And there's a few things that I really appreciate with the way you do things. One is you are not a book teacher. You very much dig into that business and make your experience very unique on that business's needs. I absolutely adore that. The other thing that I really adore is the fact that we don't necessarily have to have the certain subject when I meet with you each time. So we can go in there, and if I'm just really struggling with this piece, we can dive in. But it's not like, no, that's not till week 7.
No, nothing like that.
Well,
things change. You've got to adapt to what's going on in front of you. There's no point, how do you deal with a crisis like this? Oh, sorry, we're not on crisis management until later. You deal with what's in front of you, for sure. And, I really enjoy, the creative element of what we do. So you're a very creative person as well, and the two of us bounce ideas off each other really well to find what it is, to find that answer that you need at that moment for your company. And I love that creativity. It's my thing.
Yeah, and you're really good at it. So for new people today that want to actually say that now is the time that I need somebody to help me, how can they reach out to you, and what's the best way to start the process?
I think to go on our website and have a look at who we are and what we do, a little bit more detail on what we're looking at here, to see and check that with the people that you'd like to work with. And then you can give me a call or send me an email, and we'll have a discussion about the things that you'd like to do. And then we'll book an online consult when you're ready at a time that suits you, really.
Absolutely love it. So we will add the links below today so that you can get a hold of Phil and Kirsty. We have a whole list of videos that we're going to do to cover some different topics. So this is just the one I wanted to start with to kind of give a background of who Pendragon is. So if you have any questions, make sure to put them in the comments. I'm sure Phil would love to answer and connect with all kinds of new people. He's the best networker in probably Canada. So we want to make sure that he has that connection with you guys as well. Any last words, Phil?
No, thank you very much for today, Jen. Really appreciated it. And yes, if I can help anybody, then let me know.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for the time. And thanks for everybody for tuning in today. Thank you.